So we can come back to the group, that would be great. Who would like to share their leader purpose?
I'll share mine.
Okay, Peter?
I am a servant leader. What makes a day sunny and what propels ideas forward? A chance to create is joyous, but fulfillment comes through opportunities to help others in manners of diplomacy and respect.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You came up with that right now?
I think you should help us all, Peter.
What spaceship you take? Nice job.
Serpent leader?
Servant.
Okay.
Although I am a Scorpio.
Would anyone else like to share? Sure.
Okay, so I wobble back and forth, but I am the incubator that nurtures people to embrace challenges with glee and creativity. And on bad days toward the end of the week, I'm a generator that powers people. Insert as appropriate.
So true.
I'll share mine. I'm a wave who will help people achieve their peak. I'm the crest who will meet the surfers where they are so that people can reach their highest. My purpose is to help people reach their peak and goals.
And I remember your picture. That was really into that. That's great.
I took a picture with my iPhone and I'll print it up and put it in front of my face. It's there.
Hey. You're almost segueing into the next spot. Not yet. Not yet. Is there anyone else would like to share?
So I'll have to see if this is true for work. I'm a performer or clown, bringing hard truth to light gently with joy and compassion to inspire others to radically change the world.
That's great. I love the first part. The clown, right? That's great.
Automatically makes you smile. Anyone else? If anybody wants a chance to share. If you don't want to share, I understand. Just want you to have an opportunity if you'd like to.
Do you want to share yours? Sure.
I mentioned mountains for myself. So I am the mountain of authentic strength that creates safe space for the exploration of deeper connections. And just to give a little background on that, I mentioned mountains, but as mine continued to evolve, it really helped to understand the values. Because my top 5 values are intimacy, which basically means deep emotional, spiritual connection, connecting with people. Play, fun, lightness, and spontaneity. Knowledge, inner harmony, and adventure. So I added in, as I started to do the values thing, I'm like, oh yeah, adventure. I like hiking. I like going to new places. I like going to Vancouver. I took full advantage of my adventures.
I took a chance.
Yeah, so the values kind of like I started to find they linked up to.
And I'll share mine too, just to be vulnerable. I am Cap, whose magnificence inspires myself and others to evolve our absolutely best lives.
And you know what she just did? She embodied it. Okay, we'll talk about that before we end today, but the whole idea of getting up and just like really owning it, I did mine, but just the idea of just owning what your life purpose, your leader purpose is. There's something about doing it in that manner that just kind of puts it inside and internalizes it for yourself. Anybody want to try that?
Does anyone else want to share their purpose?
I'll try one. I wrote about all these ideals and then I just couldn't take it anymore. I like this one because I got it from your shirt, Kathy, right? I hope to be a butterfly, to inspire and just be a butterfly.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Did you guys feel it?
Yes.
2 minutes ago, Sophie was saying to me, the picture she was looking for was a butterfly. And then she said to me, I should have gone outside of the box and done an interpretive dance. Amazing. I'm actually really curious about either, if you didn't feel comfortable to share your statement, just maybe a key concept that relates to you, because we are here as leaders in the organization, and part of this little team here is for us to be able to draw on each other's strengths. Some are very apparent, and we know, like, someone's manager of this department or that, but we might have skills or leadership things that we might not be aware of. So if you're not comfortable to share your statement, maybe just one of your top 5 values. I'm curious.
That's a great example. That's a great suggestion.
I'll share mine because Jillian reminded me about the symbol part. And I forgot about that in my statement. So I said, I'm a timekeeper because of the time, who uses the time and opportunity to help my staff to be the best they can be, to understand why they're doing what they're doing at work, so that they can find satisfaction in their daily tasks, especially as they serve the public and live a purposeful, meaningful, and rewarding life.
Wow.
Great, thanks, Kiko.
Okay. I'm not going to act it out though. So mine's simple. It's just I am a rhino who puts out the fires and makes people feel safe.
Wait. There was too much talking. I need to hear one more time.
I think you could act that out.
Yes.
I am a rhino who puts out the fires and makes people. And my purpose is to make people feel safe.
Great.
That's great. Thank you very much for sharing.
So Desiree had mentioned how she was going to put hers up. So I think that's a great segue into leadership takes practice. So what Desiree is talking about doing is having a structure. It's a reminder for her about what her purpose is.
Yeah, so an example of a structure that Kathy's pointing to, this is what I use. This is some mountains, picture of a mountain range. And I have my life purpose there. I have my values, and then there's something that we did in our leadership course about what our type is. And that could be, there's lots of different ways to look at type. You can look at, anybody familiar with Myers-Briggs? That kind of thing, or there's a DISC model. There's a lot of different things. This is a totally different type that it's actually operated by the company that we're doing our training with, so we don't really know how to do it ourselves. But I found that to be very linked to my purpose statement. But anyway, I have this, and I put it in this is my folder I use for work, my notebook I use for work. And I use that just to remind me. Some people take pictures and they put it on their wall, like you were talking about. We'll get into some, one more example I'll share, and we'll get into some of the other practice things, is about structures. There are some places you can go and you get these stones that have a word on it. And there's a place, I don't know if you guys have Cracker Barrels here, but that's like a restaurant in the South mostly. Anyway, it has a stone, it has a word like courage on it. So I get up in the morning and I look at the different types of like stones, polished stones I have, and have a word on it, and I'll stick it in my pocket. And you'd be amazed throughout the day as you're walking around the building, and I want to have courage that day because something's happening. Maybe I'm going to present a workshop in front of a bunch of people and I'm scared to death. So I'll have the word courage, and I'll feel it jiggling around in my pocket like change, and I'll remember what word's on there, and it'll like bring me back to courage. Have courage. So any things you can do around structures.
Yeah, I have a calendar that has a mountain on it, and there's a light in my office that I have to every day put up. And then I put the calendar of the mountain on there. So every day I'm looking at the mountain. And for me, I've looked at my life from different perspectives, and the mountaintop perspective is the best view of my life. So every day I get that reminder by putting the calendar up on the light. So things like that can be helpful. So we have a handout here, and we're ask you to take one and pass it along.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Quite a number of years ago, I did a course where we kind of did a similar thing where you came up with a motto, and the idea was to, have it posted to kind of remind yourself. I'm going to go find the binder that I have all my notes in, find that motto, as you'd like me to share that and what I wrote, to see if there's a vast difference. Yes, I'm happy to do that, send it to you guys via email, and then you go, wow, she is in that case.
We want to head back over there or just point?
Oh, yeah, let's go.